Well, well, well. What's up, party people? Y'all didn't think y'all got to see my beautiful face tonight, did you, baby? Well, guess what? Got a surprise for you, motherfuckers. I'm doing projections this week. We are live. This week, Daddy's in Corpus Christi. Mama's at home alone with baby Ro. So I get to play. Get to talk a little shit. Get to throw some opinions out. Get to shit on some people. So we're here, doing things. I'm coming at you hot. Ready to get in to the nitty gritty. We have some crazy shit that happened, people. Probably the freaking craziest season-ending game to send Jordan, who almost made playoffs, barely missed the beer bowl, and is sitting there staring at a dick inches away from his mouth, and he has no other choice but to suck it or pray to God it doesn't go down his throat. Because him and Jeff are neck and neck, battling for that big black behemoth of a dildo. And boy, don't they love it. Man, first to worst. You talk about drafting your own team versus an auto draft. What a world of difference that makes. There's some crazy shit going on, man. Mackey, 6 losses in a row, gets a win to sneaks into the playoff. Austin beat my ass last week to ensure his spot in the playoffs. Of course, I took care of my shitty division, even though Brian tried to come back and take over, and I got myself a little bye week. So we're sitting pretty there in old Jakey boy, who traded all his best running backs away. But, Jake and I are sitting there pretty, praying to God we get to a championship. Just a chance to hold that trophy up. Neither of us have won it. So we got some good shit, man. We got some fun matchups. First matchup of the week. We got a Christmas-themed, setup for y'all today. So first matchup of the week, we have a red and green M&M's versus Gingerbread House. Know what y'all are thinking right off the bat. Both of those kind of suck balls. But they're not the worst thing in the world. Like, you're not going to go home sad that you had to eat an M&M or a Gingerbread House. But it's not something like you text your friend like, holy shit, bro, I just had the best M&M's of my life. Of course, we're talking about the beer bowl matchup. Liv, beautiful win to stay out of the Dildo Bowl. Finished at 5-8. Not the best season. I know she wanted better. And Brian, who was destined for the Dildo, had a comeback like nobody's business and was stupid close to making the playoffs. Is stuck in the beer bowl game, and him and Liv have a great matchup. Quarterbacks, not so much today. We got Dak Prescott going against Tyrod Taylor, who may or may not even play. I have to go Dak here just because Cowboys are a better team. Marshawn Lynch and Mark Ingram, those guys are pretty sexy. Mark Ingram was on the injury report this week out of nowhere. But, Mark Ingram's pretty good. You got Whitey over there for the Panthers and Latavius Murray. I kind of have to side with that team right there. Give me Brian with the advantage at running back. Stefon Diggs and Doug Baldwin, pretty savage. Manny Sanders, nope. Adam Thielen. I like the Vikings in this. There's a lot of Viking love on this team. These teams, excuse me. I really like Adam Thielen. I really like Stefon Diggs, but Adam Thielen seems to get a little more love. Advantage goes to Liv. Doug Baldwin's good, and he's on fire right now. The second half of the season, Doug Baldwin's all the money you need. Lowry versus Alvin Kamara. That's sexy. Give me Alvin every single day of the week. Boy's on fire, especially if Mark Ingram doesn't play. Holy shit, watch out. Delaney Walker versus Jared Cook. I guess Delaney Walker by default. This is a tough matchup. I love M&M's. I don't really give a fuck about gingerbread houses. Give me Liv to take the Beer Bowl championship and send Brian to a drunken booze, which most of us all know won't affect Brian at all because Brian likes to drink. It'll be okay. Now, I wasn't sure how to go these next matchups because we have 2 playoffs and then the Sacco, a.k.a. the Dildo Bowl. Of course, playoffs are more important. No one gives a shit about the Dildo, of course, other than not having to see it on your mantle. Now, we have fruitcake versus the peppermint chocolate. Both of these suck a fat dick, which is why they are the dildo matchups. Jeff, of course, is fruitcake, and nothing to do with his sexuality, everything to do with how terrible fruitcake is. Jordan, peppermint chocolate. See, Jordan had to be peppermint chocolate because half of Jordan's team's pretty good. he really didn't deserve to be in the Dildo Bowl, but he just had some really bad luck. So that's the chocolate part of it. The peppermint part of it is when you mix in the other dog shit on his team, he deserves to be in the Dildo Bowl, which is why he's sitting there. You got Matt Stafford, who's broke his hand or something, going against Matt Ryan. Give me Matt Ryan on a Thursday night going up against the Saints. Falcons at home, kind of like it. Lamar Miller, Frank Gore. There's a reason why Jeff is in the dildo, and that is a big chunk of it. Devonta Freeman and Carlos Hyde, not bad running backs, but they just didn't put out like they're supposed to. Devonta Freeman didn't have a great comeback week last week, but he's still an RB1, and you got to play him. Jordan with the advantage on that one again. Jarvis Landry, Josh Gordon. Flash Gordon, baby. He's fucking back. This is the week he goes to town. The Packers have the Browns. The Browns have the Packers. That's even better. I see Josh Gordon getting some magic going. I like it. Mike Evans and Alshon Jeffrey. Tampa, I thought they had an easy matchup. Tampa have the Lions, and the Eagles have a toughie in the Rams. Man. I kind of got to go with Jeff on this one. I mean, really because of Flash Gordon. Like, I don't know what else to look at. Mike Evans, he's just not getting it done. Alshon Jeffrey, just, he's there. He's sometimes there, but he's not like a locked and loaded wide receiver one. I mean, you could sit him and it wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings. Jamal Williams going against Tevin Coleman. I guess Jamal Williams. Aaron Jones isn't... Man, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Tevin Coleman's splitting with Tevin. You're kind of handicapping yourself there. Jamal Williams has a chance to be still the feature there. Zach Ertz, if he plays, he's locked and loaded at wide tight end 1. Austin Hooper. I guess that's a push just because we don't know what Zach Ertz's health is. Zach Ertz probably going to be benched due to concussion, but we don't know. So if he plays, of course, Jeff has the advantage. If not, Austin Hooper. All this to say it doesn't really matter. Jeff's team is so bad. He's destined for the big black dildo. This guy had a rough season. Jeff, I'm sorry. Season ends with you holding a big black dick. And I know you'll smile about it, and you're going to come back better than ever next year. But I think I speak for the league that these two people's teams deserve to be there. Next matchup. Playoff matchup that I cared about the least because I don't think it's really a matchup at all. Of course, we're talking about the Candy Canes versus the Snickerdoodles. Every single day of the week, give me a Snickerdoodle over a Candy Cane. But I don't hate both of them. Candy Canes have their place in the Christmas world, of course, because of Christmas candy. Snickerdoodles as well, but they're delicious. Candy Canes, you can eat them. You know, the best thing about candy canes that they ever did was create multiple flavors because I don't really give a shit about peppermint a whole lot, but I fucks with peppermint sometimes. I'll put it in there and lick it around a little bit, and you get it down where you get that sharp point, and you can like poke somebody in the arm. That shit was funny back in the day. Of course, we're talking about Austin, 6-7, going against Jason, 9-4. Got Tom Brady versus Russell Wilson. Wow. I'd hate to have to go Tom Brady on this one, but I have to. Only because Russell Wilson has the toughest matchup he could ask for in Jacksonville, and that's not fun, a.k.a. Saxonville. You got Shady and Almo. Those are kind of sexy, going against Alex Collins, Jerick McKinnon. Not so sexy. Give me Austin all day. I don't even need to care. I don't give a shit who those guys are playing. They're just better talent on Austin's running back core right there. As we know, Jason's struggled the whole year keeping his running backs healthy. Devonta Adams and Robbie Anderson. That is just so gross, and I don't know why those guys are fucking relevant, and it blows my mind. I get it, but still, it's just disgusting. But the other side of this freaking map right here, dude, this shit is the reason Jason's team's good, and if that don't make you horny, you ain't living right, bro. AJ Green, ooh, Tyreek Hill, ooh, and then this fucking flex, Keenan Allen, ooh, tell me that don't get you excited. Going against Devin Funchess, bunches of Funchess can suck my ball sack. Give me those receivers all day long. You know, Jason's out there in the freaking mountains right now just skiing around because he ain't got nothing to worry about. That boy's advancing. Hunter Henry versus Cameron Brate. It's kind of a wash. Hunter Henry's probably advantage, but, dude, Snickerdoodles all day long. Enjoy your mountain up there, Jason. Nothing to worry about. You're going to the freaking semis, baby. Next matchup. You got Hershey Kisses versus Sugar Cookies. Now, again, not the best in the world, but they're better than average. You know, you get those Hershey Kisses with like an almond in the middle. That's pretty damn good. You get a sugar cookie and you put some Christmas decorations. Like, you know, back in my day, we sit there and get all the sugar cookies slid up. And then we get some like sugar frosting. We put a little powdered sugar and some dye in there. And then you sit there and you make a little decoration for Santa Claus. And that's pretty badass. Of course, we're talking about Ryan versus Kevin. Neither of these teams are going to win a championship this year, but both these teams played good enough to make our playoffs, of course. It helps when you have 60% of your league go to the playoffs, but got fun matchups. You got some good players on these teams, and it's they deserve to be there. Phillip Rivers versus Kirky Cousins. Both have really plus matchups, if I'm not mistaken. The Chargers are playing the Redskins. Oh, they're playing each other. Yeah, both plus matchups. I guess I'm going to go with Phillip Rivers. It seems like the Chargers are on a streak right now. Likey. Daddy likey. Give me Ryan with the advantage there. Jordan Howard, Kenyon Drake, not really pretty, but they're going against Crow and Lev Bell. Now, see, 3/4 of that below Dick. You get to the fourth part, super sexy. Give me Kevin. Nuke and DT going against Michael Thomas and Marvin Jones. See, the first fourth of that, super pretty. Then you go fucking nosedive down to dog shit. And then you come up to Michael Thomas, who's kind of in the middle. And then Marvin Jones, who's playing out of his mind. But when Marvin Jones doesn't have a quarterback, I don't really give a shit about him. Give me Ryan. Nuke alone. Doesn't matter who they freaking play. Houston this week does have the 49ers, which is, of course, a plus matchup. Give me Ryan in that beautiful thing. Joe Mixon and his flex against Rex Burkhead. Now, Joe Mixon isn't going to work out real well. Let's see what Ryan's got on his bench. Yeah, Ryan's got a couple flyers in there. He's going to end up having to pick one. I don't think Joe Mixon plays this week. Rex Burkhead's going to be a super sexy pick, especially if Gronk's out. I think they end up having to use those Rex Burkhead types a little more, unless Chris Hogan comes in and ruins that party. Jimmy Graham, huge reason why Ryan was able to stay relevant this year. Jimmy Graham had a great season. Evan Ingram, another great tight end. There's been like only 4 of them this year, and maybe 5 if you include Evan Ingram. And those guys are 2 of the better ones. I guess I'll take the better quarterback, which is, of course, Russell Wilson. Give me Ryan with the advantage. As you can see, even though I love me some sugar cookies, Hershey Kisses are just 100. You can't really fuck up a Hershey Kiss. Sugar cookies, you can overcook them. Sometimes you get people that suck at making that powdered sugar combination, and they're just not as good. Hershey Kisses, at the end of the day, they're just good. You know, you get a little craving for some milk chocolate. They got dark chocolate. They got extra dark chocolate. You know me, I like me some chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we got 2 teams that got bye weeks. Mr. Peanut Brittle and Mr. White Trash. Now, I know what you're thinking about the White Trash one. That sounds kind of messed up and derogatory, blah, 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 blah. But Peanut Brittle is my team. Pretty strong at first when you're cooking it, then it's starting to break. I'm not very confident in the playoffs right now. Jason's team definitely deserves to be in the bye week, and I'd be probably sitting there looking at a early exit out of the playoffs, but that's not the way this league works. I got the bye week. I'm sitting there praying to God my freaking weak-ass Peanut Brittle, who, by the way, is fucking delicious, because you look at those Patriot stacks, and that just makes you lick your gosh darn lips. You get some smelly melly. Oh! Damn, girl, man, y'all some lucky motherfuckers that Dalvin Cook got hurt. I'm still mad about that shit. Anyway, Jake drafted a gauntlet of titty fuck, but somehow decided to trade it all away. You get rid of Lev Bell, and now you're stuck with Cream and my cunt. Excuse me, Liv. Cream Hunt blows. Let's just face it. I realize that's a little extreme, but Hunt is not the Hunt we saw in the first 4 weeks. Was it a fluke? Maybe a smidge, but then this dude acquires Mark Ingram and gets Alvin Kamara off the freaking waiver. What do? You turn it into Antonio Brown and Julio Jones. Pretty good. Alvin Kamara is a fucking stud, and you got rid of him. That might be the reason you don't win a championship. Luckily for Jake, he's white trash. White trash is delicious. I don't know if everyone knows about this, But I grew up with white trash. My mom would make this stuff. She gets some like Chex Mix, some pretzels, some salted peanuts, a little M&M magic in there, and you put it in a big ass trash bag, and then you melt down white chocolate and you pour it in there. And then once that stuff, you mix it all up like that in the trash bag, blah blah blah. You lay it on the counter. Oh my God. It's probably the reason why I was fat growing up, because that stuff was delicious. She'd make it to give out her colleagues, and I sat there and ate that all the damn time. Needless to say, we got some fun matchups coming up. We got some stressful weekends coming up. I will, if Jake and myself are the bye weeks, and I'm projecting Jason and Ryan to win. Let me look at the bracket real quick so I don't completely screw that up. That would mean that Ryan gets to fight Jake in the semis, who of course I would take Jake to get advanced to this championship. Jason would advance and play myself. That would be a clobber knocker there. I really haven't looked at matchups in the next week. More than likely, Jason wins that one, sends Jason and Jake to the championship, which of course would be a fun one. And how do you not take Jake's team to win it all, because they're just completely loaded? It would have to be a complete collapse of epic proportions for Jake not to win a championship this year, which is why I think the safe money is going against him, because Jake's going to find a way to fuck it all up. Love you, buddy. With all that said, people, it's been a fun season. Unfortunately, the season is almost to an end, and that's sad for everybody, because then we got like 6 months of just sad mid-season basketball, mid-season, like early and late. Oh, the Astros won a championship. My man! That shit don't make you happy. I don't know what does. Oh, yeah. You Dallas fucks can eat it. Rangers suck. Astros got that championship first. Suck it! Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. All that bullshit. I'll see y'all in the group chat. Till now, your boy's checking out. Bird on the track. Peace out. Love y'all.